Good morning. All right, let's start today on the wrong screen. Good morning. Start today with a wave. And how are you feeling today? So I am feeling happy. I'll just put happy right there. And let's look at the month. What month is it? We've already finished January, so it is now February. And today is the 25th. So we need a 2 and a 5 to make 25. And the year is 2021. Okay, so yesterday was Wednesday, today is Thursday, and tomorrow will be Friday. So let's look at our date. Today is Thursday, February 25th, and the year is 2021. And let's look outside to see the weather today. So I'm looking outside and I do not see a cloud in the sky. It is sunny. And the temperature, it's going to be cool. It's going to be warmer than it was. So it's been cold in the last few weeks, but it's not as cold. So we're going to say it's cool out. And the season is winter. All right, let's do our letters. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so in world news today, we are looking at Perseverance lands. So I don't know if you guys remember, the week before last, we had talked about the rover going to Mars. Well, it landed, so here we go. The Perseverance rover landed on Mars on February 18th. NASA launched this Mars rover on July 30th. A rover is a special robot. Perseverance traveled almost 300 million miles. NASA scientists will use the rover to study Mars. The rover landed using technology, a big parachute, and special cables. The rover has cameras, a drill, and a helicopter. Perseverance will study Mars for 2 years. Now we're going to go over our review page. Number 1, what landed on Mars February 18th? Was it a rover, a satellite, or a space shuttle? Number 2, what is a rover? Is it a microwave, dryer, or robot? Number 3, who will use the rover to study Mars? Animal trainers, factory workers, or NASA scientists? All right, so here is the journey that Perseverance took from Earth to Mars. On February 18th, NASA's Perseverance rover landed inside a 3.9 billion-year-old crater that once held enough water to fill Lake Tahoe. From there, it will begin a 2-year search for signs of ancient microbial life. After traveling for 204 days, Perseverance reached the Martian atmosphere at a speed of nearly 12,500 miles per hour. Perseverance reached the surface after a nerve-wracking descent dubbed 7 Minutes of Terror. And since it takes 11 minutes for radio signal to get from Earth to Mars, the rover's onboard computer did the job on its own. During the 298 million-mile journey, mission engineers monitored the craft and made course corrections as needed, communicating through an antenna on the back of the spacecraft. At 10 minutes out and 1,000 miles to go, the spacecraft jettisoned its cruise stage and attached fuel tanks. At 780 miles up, it dropped 2 154-pound balance weights to improve the descent rate. The cone-shaped aeroshell consisted of the heat shield and back shell protected the rover as it plunged toward Mars. At 81 miles up, the aeroshell reached the atmosphere and slowed down. The heat shield designed to divert heat away from the rover reached 2,370 degrees Fahrenheit and began to glow. In the aeroshell, the rover warms to about room temperature, NASA says. At 7 miles up, atmospheric friction slowed the craft to 540 miles per hour. A 70-foot, 100-pound supersonic parachute capable of withstanding 65,000 pounds of force was released. The descent slowed to 200 miles per hour, still not slow enough to land. At 6 miles up and 20 seconds after the parachute opens, the heat shield was released, exposing the rover. Since Jezero Crater has landing hazards, the onboard terrain relative navigation system took photos and compared what it's seeing against stored satellite maps to determine whether it could safely land. At 1.3 miles up, the back shell and parachute fell away. 8 rockets ignited as the descent and rover began to free flight to the surface, diverting away from the parachute to avoid a possible collision. Then the craft independently decided where to land. At 71 feet up, 4 of the 8 rockets on the descent stage shut down. The craft continued to drop at a speed of 1.7 miles per hour. The descent stage lowered Perseverance on 3 20-foot-long nylon cables in a maneuver dubbed the Sky Crane. An electrical communications cable called an umbilical cord was also attached. The rover locked its wheels in position in preparation for touchdown. As soon as its wheels were on the ground, Perseverance cut the cables and umbilical cord. The descent stage left the rover and burned its remaining fuel before crashing on the surface about a third of a mile away. The rover is now preparing for exploration as mission engineers check over its operational systems. This could take up to a month. After that, the rover will take another month to deploy and monitor the Ingenuity helicopter in a series of 5 flights. After that, the rover will begin to travel inside Jezero Crater. And now you are up to date on what happens with the Mars rover and its landing. I hope you enjoyed that.